Tuesday, and today's segment is entitled Cane Moves That Don't Work and What You Can Do Instead. A warm welcome to those of you who are here for the first time, as well as the faithful followers of the Cane Fist Way. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like the content. Do that now so that you don't forget, and hit the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. It's early in 2022, and you want to make sure that you are aware of everything that's going on with ACSD, and avail yourself. Write this down. The no-cost cane clarity call is still happening early now in 2022, the best time to do it, so that you have a plan, a training plan in place that is really functional and is going to move that progress needle forward. You can really develop your cane skills in 2022. Text CCC to 305-745-7839. Like, we get asked about, hey, what do you think about this? And, oh, look, did you see, such and such a submission? And, is this fair? And there's a lot of information with this tool when it comes to self-protection out there. I'll go through a couple of the ones that you need to be careful with, and offer a different way of doing things, and to your benefit. But one of the first ones is the whole idea of going to the midline. And you've heard me say this before. I'm not a big fan of targeting that midline as an initial first move. And you see Kiko here, who's a young guy, he's capable, and his hands are down right now. But in a situation where an altercation is brewing, and I go here, whether it's just one hand, that situation, or I'm coming in here to move in, and you see how he grabs it, and now he throws a punch, and it's not the end of the world either. He's going to use that cane, and just force me and handle the cane, or worse, he's going to take that cane, take it, and now use that cane against me. Definitely don't want that. What's a better way of using that? Now, ACSD, we call them stabs, because when you stab, you have the idea of you're moving in here. If you look at last week, we looked at that incredible cane move, or last week, or the previous one from an ACSD opening, ACSD Form 3. If you look at form number 4, those of you that are familiar, and it looks something like this, and it comes in, and then there's a movement that is striking towards the midline, but notice that it's coming from a half body, what we refer to as the HBC, the half body concept in ACSD. It's just a fundamental tactical principle. What it's teaching you is that there is an initial move that he comes in, and that in and of itself acts as a strike. And now you're striking bony areas, which would be the ribs. They run this way. And now you're coming in here on bony area and striking, and then if you need to, coming up top. Same thing. The other thing, that this initial circular move, right? So notice that the move is here. That in and of itself becomes a strike, but it's a secondary move. It's not where I'm here and I'm looking to be proactive and attack and come to his midline, right? Because he can see it. He can see it. He can react to that. The other thing it teaches you is that if I do come to the midline and he grabs this, it shows you the direction from which to work from. To see what happens there? I call that commutative locking. So this locks up the arm. It puts it in an L or an S shape, and it locks him all the way through, and he's tap, tap, tap. But it allows me also to break through and follow through on the attack, because what I don't want to get involved in is this situation where he grabs and now he's pulling and I'm going. If he's pulling, just know, you got to know the mechanics of it, locking from center to center and moving in here. So rather than just coming, hey, as a first shot, know that these attacks to the midline, two hands, there's a reason for that, as a secondary shot. That would be one of them. Another common one is the whole idea of striking to the groin. And don't get me wrong, is it valid to strike to the groin? Yes, there's a time and a place for it. But think about this for a second. It's such a small area, and what we're asking is, and people say, hey, you're just here, and I love it, because all you have to, see, Kiko's already, all he has to do is just move that leg and cover. Now you're hitting the side of his knee, and here he comes. right? And so the whole idea that as a first move, we're gonna go in here and it's just real easy to do this. You say, well, Joe, just a couple segments ago in that initial first move, you said it's unstoppable. Yes, but Anna, pay attention to the following. Once he's committed and he came in here with the two hands, or it can be that strike, this is left open, that's different because I know where his hands are. But to do it as an initial first strike, because he's coming and just lifting, it's too easy for him to deflect that. May I suggest, I'm gonna suggest that instead, what can we do? Well, how about we get a bigger target, something that very difficult to miss, and that's his shin. So rather than coming here as that initial move, when you're dealing here, take that out. Take it out so it would look like this. Make sure that the tip doesn't fly out. But I'm dealing, hey man, listen, I don't want, you hear that? That's what you're taking out, right? That's different because I don't have to be so accurate and hit such a finite area, you know, in the body that's so easy for him to deflect. Not only that, it's also what I call lottery motivation, right? That criminal, he's motivated, he wants to do harm. Men can take a shot to the groin, you know, and they'll patch themselves up afterwards. Say, hey, here's the winning Powerball ticket, and you know, you win $100 million. So all you have to do is take this, you know, to the groin. And again, I'm not undermining. There's a time and a place, but it's how you do it. Right on that first initial strike, not as effective. If you want to go from here to take out the wheels, right? It's much more difficult when you have to deal with a cracked bone. Right, and it's an impact tool. You always hear me say it. That's the idea. So these types of strikes to the shin, more effective. And then the last one would be, and it's somewhat common, is just we see it a lot, and it's really any strike where you're telegraphing and opening your midline to come back here. It's the equivalent of cocking back and throwing this haymaker punch. Well, he can see that as well. You know, he can come out here. I'm coming out. I open my. Look at that. Look at how he moves in, and he doesn't have to be trained to do that. He doesn't have to be trained. It doesn't matter if I pick up both hands and come up. You know, it's something that he can jam me. Learn to be effective in moving. Again, I want to make sure that the tip is here. From here, your power shot. From there, right? I uncork them without, and I can, the beauty of this is I can go high or I can go low with it, but learn to work from here like a trained fighter. There's no telegraphing, there's no opening up. I'm gonna trade this in to show you. Quick little drill you can try, but you need somebody who's faster, younger, stronger, right? And this is where I just come up here and notice his reaction immediately, right? I didn't tell him I was gonna do that, but when I open my midline, he can go ahead and stop there. You know, he's coming here, charge me, and there I come, you know, not good. Not good. He's padded up and I switch to a drone because when he charges me, that's different. That one is tough to stop. And notice that it puts me in position for another one. So even if I'm not moving around because I can't ambulate, because I can't move, go ahead. That, you wanna get hit like that with a Raven Cane? Notice it also doesn't put me in a position where I have to no. Bam, bam, right? Back off, back off, back off. Every time I strike, and I come, that's another strike, that's another strike. So it's not one strike. And if you want to get hit with a metal pipe, you know, then, right, and it's striking bone, 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 bone. The question always comes up, hey, what about to the head? I'm just going to show you, and I want you to take a look here. Okay, Kiko, just move. Right, it's real easy to, that doesn't mean it's always warranted, and only you can make, you know, when you fear for your life, you know, if that's the case, in the same way that I do this to the arm, I can do it there, but don't miss this, don't miss this. I just took out, right, the shin. That's why I love that so much. It's very difficult to defend again. And you can test these things that I'm saying, because when we bring them to you this way, it's because we've tested it over and over, and this is very different. Learn to be effective short, just like a trained fighter would. And as I adopt this stance here, it reminds me, just in a couple of weeks, February 15th through the 18th, we have the American Cane Boxing Certification. And it's just like it sounds, boxing with that cane and combinations that we put in reality-based scenarios. There are 2 spots, I believe, as of this presentation, this segment, there are 2 spots available. This is here at the Miami headquarters. And if that interests you, we're gonna go about 15 to 17 hours in a small, in an intimate setting, in a group. We never overpopulate here. Go ahead and text winter for Winter Cane Immersion 2022 to 305-745-7839, or just call us. Just call. At this stage, I would just call directly and say, hey, I have an interest in that, and it's 800-289-8188. And the staff will, we'll ask some questions and make sure that this is the correct training for you. It is considered by many to be the premier cane hands-on training experience here at the headquarters. But please, regardless of where you are, whether you're an experienced instructor looking to see how you can better serve your audience, or you're just brand new to the cane culture, we want to make sure that we have a conversation and learn how we can help you best. No cost for doing that. Just go ahead and reach out, text the letter CCC for Cane Clarity Call to 305-745-7839. Thank you always for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.